So I was coming out of work tonight, and I look on the road, and there are no cars. In one direction, I see an army of ninjas. And they're coming, walking very steadily towards the other way. And when I look in that direction, I see every teacher I've ever had in my life. And the ninjas are being led by Chuck Norris. And all the teachers are being led by my high school government economics teacher. These armies meet at one point and they stop. And Chuck Norris and my government and economics teacher walk towards each other and bow. Mutual respect for amazing power on either end. Now, Chuck Norris says something very placating. Tries to make peace. He says, "I respect your power and what you have come to accomplish. And this fight needs to end. What needs to be done to end this?" And the government economics teacher looks at him and says, "There's a fight that has been yet to be fought. This needs to end, this is true. But only power will decide who rules this universe." They each bow again, and they turn around. And when they turn around, they walk past their armies into the middle of them and throw up their hands in a signal to begin. And the teachers on one side and the ninjas on the other begin to crash into each other. And there's ninja stars being thrown on one end and folios and folders being thrown on the other. And it's epic. People's heads while watching this are just exploding from sheer awesomeness. You see teachers with their red pens marking off the eyes of ninjas. And ninjas, conversely, have their swords out, and they're just slicing up people by the dozens. And while all this is happening, Chuck Norris is floating up above, surveying the scenery. Just floating. And there's a chorus of angels singing out, "Kora Hotata Vasipa." And my government economics teacher looks up and he sees this, and he realizes the vantage point has its advantages. So he also begins to float up in the air. But he doesn't float like Daniel-san in Karate Kid. He floats more like someone who is very much aware of his power. Hands behind his back, eyes closed, floating in the air. He opens his eyes slowly. He and Chuck Norris begin to float towards each other, and below them there's just a bloodbath. The cars that were on the road are on the side of the road and they're exploding. Fire is everywhere. Buildings are collapsing. I don't know how I'm still alive to watch all this. Now, they meet right up by each other, floating in midair, as all this chaos is going on behind them. And they each look at each other knowing what needs to be done. And they go, and they each throw up scissors. The world is split right down the middle because they've tied. Magma and lava are shooting out to both sides of the world. Everyone is dead. The ninjas are on one side of the planet. The teachers are on the other. They're no longer fighting. They're trying to breathe. The oxygen has all been pulled to the center of gravity, and everyone's just dying. Now, Chuck Norris and my government and economics teacher realize that this is no way to end this battle, because they'll keep coming up the same. They'll tie every time. So they join hands in the most epic battle of thumb war that has ever taken place on Earth. The universe ends. There is nothing left. Everything is nothingness, except for Chuck Norris and my government and economics teacher. They realize what they've done, and there's nothing left. There's no eternity. All there is this war that needs to be waged and finished. One will come out victorious. Chuck Norris throws back his fist and punches my government and economics teacher, who flies back for 1,000,000 miles before catching himself. And he looks, and heading at him like a bullet, at 1,000,000 miles per second, comes Chuck Norris, with this fist of fire coming at him. My government and economics teacher blocks with his forearm. Chuck Norris goes ricocheting away for 2,000,000 miles. This goes on for a matter of millions of years until they finally get tired. Run out of breath. They survey the scene. Incredibly, even though there was nothing, there's chaos. There is destruction because of their fight. They look at each other and they realize that they have been fighting in vain. Their powers equal one another. Knowing this, they shake hands, and when they do, the universe is created anew. And I'm standing there, back alive again, after millions of years seeing all this. Everything is as it once was, no destruction. It's as if it never happened. And I think to myself, man, that was epic.